Welcome to our video, which will show you how to set up and carry out the GCSE Chemistry required practical on rates of reaction. There's actually two required practicals on rates of reaction, and in this video we're going to show you how you can measure the rate of reaction by measuring the volume of a gas produced. We're going to look at the reaction between hydrochloric acid and magnesium, and we're going to vary the concentration of hydrochloric acid, but we will keep the length of magnesium the same. It's very important throughout the experiment that you reinforce the term volume of gas with your students. In an exam, if they start talking about the amount of gas, they will be dropping marks, so it's far better that they talk about the volume of gas. For this practical, you'll need a water trough, a retort stand, a conical flask fitted with a bung and delivery tube. You'll need two measuring cylinders, one to measure the volume of hydrochloric acid and one to measure the volume of gas produced. It's really important that your students wear safety goggles throughout the experiment. You'll also need the reactants. We're using 1 molar hydrochloric acid and 1.5 molar hydrochloric acid, and we're going to react that with some magnesium ribbon. First of all, the students need to measure out 50 centimeters cubed of the 1 molar hydrochloric acid using a measuring cylinder. And then they need to pour it into the conical flask. The next step is to get a measuring cylinder and fill it up with water. And then we're going to turn it upside down and clamp it in position with the retort stand and clamp. You must point out to students they need to leave a gap underneath it where the delivery tube is going to fit into the measuring cylinder. The students would then put the bung and delivery tube into the flask and put the other end of the delivery tube underneath the measuring cylinder, making sure it stays in position. Students then need to be ready on the stopwatch because we're going to add a piece of magnesium to the acid. I'm using a 4 centimeter piece. So the magnesium goes in, and then straight away we start the stopwatch, and as it produces that hydrogen gas, that's going to bubble up through the measuring cylinder, and we'll be able to see the volume of gas produced. So every 10 seconds, the student would read off the volume of gas on the measuring cylinder, and they would keep doing that until no more gas is being produced. I would recommend they keep doing that until they get 3 results the same, and then that will give them a nice shape on their graph. It's worth pointing out to your students how to read off the volume of gas produced from the measuring cylinder. So a common mistake is, in this case, they would see 50 and count up from 50. So they'd go 51, 52, 53. But of course, the thing they've forgotten is the measuring cylinder is upside down. So they need to count from 40. So it would be 40, 45, 46, 47. And this is actually a common exam question, and every year a surprising number of students get it wrong. Once your students have used the 1 molar hydrochloric acid, they'd repeat the whole process using 50 centimeters cubed of 1.5 molar acid. They would then plot their results on a graph. The graph would look something like this. It would have time along the bottom and volume of gas up the side, and the students would plot 2 lines on the graph, one for the 1 molar acid and one for the 1.5 molar acid. We hope you found this practical advice useful. For expert technical support, please contact the Philip Harris Technical Support Team on techsupport@philipharris.co.uk or visit our blog at philipharris.co.uk/blog.